Hey guys, what's up? Doing another video. This isn't really gonna be a grow update. It's more of a comparison video. Right here is a pecan that's been growing in the ground for like a few months now. And as you can see, it's getting like pretty big. The leaves on it are pretty dark and like it's all lush. Still having problems with the heat though. As you can see, that pepper right there is dried out and wrinkled up before it can even ripen. Which is part of the reason I'm not doing a grow update, because pretty much all my plants are doing the same thing. But I just wanted to do a comparison, like showing the difference between these two. Now this is my really big pecan. I've had this one for probably 4, maybe 5 years now, give or take. And I've been growing it in pots. Like it started off in like kind of a smaller pot, and then I eventually moved it up into this bucket. As you can see, the stalk on it is pretty thick, though the leaves aren't quite as dark or lush as this one right here. And the whole reason for this video is the comparison between growing pepper plants in soil and growing them in the ground. And I have to say, this one right here is far outpacing the growth rate of this one. And it looks a lot more healthier too, which is the crazy part. And as you can see, it's kind of getting a thick stalk of its own. But it just goes to show that having your plants in the ground, they do a lot better. And if I probably had this one like in the ground, like if I was to actually take it out of the pot and plant it and have it right next to this one, I'd say this one would probably be a bit taller. But at the rate this thing's going, it could eventually be taller than this one. And keep in mind, this one's lifted up off the ground in a pot. And then while we're on the topic of having plants in the ground, this is a bunch of bell peppers that I put in the ground a while back. They're not doing quite as good. I probably should have picked a better spot for them. But they seem to be doing somewhat alright. The heat's kind of messing them up, so I gotta make sure I water them every day. And then over here we got this pecan, which is getting pretty big too. That one's been in the ground a little less time than the one right here, but it had sort of an issue a while back. A bunch of the leaves were falling off, but then it just quickly recovered, so I don't really know what happened. And a few others kind of had the same problem. And then also I got a few basil plants that have come up on their own. And I got a bunch over there on the other side, as you'll see in a minute. Then right there, the Trinidad scorpion I had that had the sunburn on it, I cut it open and I put the seeds in the ground, and those came up within like a couple of days. I tried having some jalapenos growing here a while back, but they never sprouted up, so I guess the seeds were just bad. But The Trinidad scorpions, though, those things just came up immediately. I probably should have spaced them a little bit better. And then here are the other bell peppers that I planted here a while back. They seem to be doing alright. The leaves look a little funky at the moment, but I think they'll be fine. Right here and right here is some garlic cloves that I planted in the ground, and these seem to be doing good, and there should be more garlic coming up right here and right here somewhere. And then here's all the basil plants. Those came up on their own. And then here's that one pepper plant that looked like it was going to die, but now it looks like it's coming back. All these basil plants, though, came from this one. Then I got these few pepper plants right here. Those all sprouted up on their own. Right there, and that right there, and yeah, there's like 3. Then also got that one, and then this one. And like I said, they were having some problem a while back where the leaves were falling off, but now they've just recovered and they're coming back. Then here's another bell pepper that I planted. And then here's the super chili, which came up on its own. And then I decided to just take the chives I had in the pot and put them in the ground yesterday. So given like maybe a couple weeks or something, they should start getting thick and lush, because they pretty much ate up all the nutrients that was in the pot I had them in. And then as you can see right there, there's another little pepper coming up, and I probably got tons more that I can't really see at the moment. But a lot of this stuff here is just stuff that just came up on its own. I didn't recently start planting things until like a few weeks ago. But back over here with what's the deal with the pecans and stuff. I'm probably going to be moving this one into this pot right here, because the super chili, it's not really doing too well. I cut it back a bit because parts of it were kind of dying, so I don't really know what's wrong with it. I might end up getting new soil and just putting it in there, and then moving this one into there because it's a bigger pot and it would also have more room for it and stuff. But it just goes to show the limitations of having them in pots, and then the almost limitless potential of having them in the ground. And then, oh, another little one that's came up right there. But most of the peppers that are sort of spreading on their own seem to be the pecans, and then to a certain extent either the chili de árbol or the Thai dragon. And then there's the super chili over there, which I don't know how that sprouted up, but it just did. Also, given the heat and everything, like this thing was full of pecan, or no, not pecans, Tabasco peppers, and I had to cut them all off because the sun pretty much bleached them and they got sunburned. And if you leave them on while they're sunburned, they begin to rot, so I had to cut a bunch of them off. Though I think it was a good move because there's like not water going to the peppers. So now the water can kind of go to the leaves and stuff, and I can tell it's gotten better because the leaves are looking a bit more lush. So that's good. But yeah, it's just a short little video I wanted to talk about, covering the difference between potting soil and having them in the ground. But yeah, that's all I got for now. See you guys later. I'm out.